Well, we do look for some action to develop along the sea breeze front, but that should be the only trigger over the next couple of days as far as storms are concerned. The heat, that's going to be a big deal. I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Still here with your Tuesday forecast. And as we take a look what I am tracking, those sea breeze storms that we're going to be dealing with today, tomorrow, and even in through Thursday, although less coverage, I think, on Thursday from the sea breeze storms. But just like we saw yesterday, any storm that does develop could have some brief damaging winds and also some heavy downpours associated with it. Now, as we head in through the next several days, we are talking about a brief heat wave here, feeling more like 100 or 105 degrees with temperatures into the mid-90s, but that'll come to an end as we head into the weekend with a front that'll stall out over us, and a good soaking rainfall looks like it's going to be headed our way, unfortunately just in time for the weekend. You see the storms we had scattered about yesterday afternoon, a little disturbance, a short wave coming through in the atmosphere, picked up a quick half-inch of rainfall in about a 15 or 20-minute period right in around New Bern, where that has been seeing some decent rainfall as we've gone through this year. In fact, take a look at some of the numbers here, and it's definitely a case of haves and have-nots as far as the rainfall is concerned. Notice Greenville, we're running about a 5-inch surplus for the entire year, over 31 inches of rainfall. New Bern not doing bad, about 1.5 inches short, which isn't too bad. But you'll notice where the real deficit starts to come in here, and that is down along the Crystal Coast in Beaufort, about 8 inches below normal rainfall-wise for this year. So again, it's really been the showers and storms that have been developing further inland, not making their way down to the beaches. And as a result, that's why we are looking at Beaufort as that 8-inch deficit as far as the year is concerned. So keep that in mind. It's the case of haves inland and have-nots at the beach. Here's what we're going to be looking at for our day today. Nothing more than an isolated storm or two developing along the sea breeze front. It's your Storm Track 12 forecast. Temperatures into the low to mid-90s before that sea breeze front comes through, and I think full sunshine at the beaches will get us near that 90-degree mark. Overnight tonight, very similar to what we're dealing with this morning. Some high clouds around, warm, humid, muggy conditions. Maybe an isolated patchy fog or spot or two, but not really all that widespread. Temperatures into the mid-70s for inland spots, near that 80-degree mark, though, at the beaches. Again, feeling like 100-plus for tomorrow with an isolated storm or two, and I think even a little bit warmer, probably into the upper 90s, some of those deeper inland spots where the sea breeze front doesn't get to. Now, I want to draw your attention to this upper-level disturbance off of the southeast coast here. You can kind of see the clouds pinwheeling back in across Georgia and South Carolina and North Florida. This is going to come into play for us as we head on into the weekend here, as we do see that interacting with a front that's going to be dropping in from the north. Now, you'll notice this morning those clouds in the storm track way up across the U.S.-Canadian border, and that is where this will stay as a result of the way the jet stream is configured in the atmosphere right now. Still got the big upper-level ridge out there across the Corn Belt from Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska. Not really looking at a whole lot of rainfall as it continues to go by off towards the north, but it's this upper-level ridge that is going to kind of bounce back eastbound as we head on in through this weekend here. Let's see if we can't get that back here, and you'll see what I'm talking about as far as that upper-level ridge is concerned here, where we are going to be looking at the heat really building in from the plains. Notice Future Track does show here that upper-level ridge centered across the Mississippi Valley, and watch how we go through time. That upper disturbance sitting back here kind of makes its way in and eventually gets pulled up along this charging front that will be coming in here for the weekend. And that is unfortunately going to be the same scenario we saw a couple weeks ago, where the upper level support for the front kind of quickly makes its way out through New England, kind of leaves the front stalled out across the Carolinas here, upper level ridge back out here across the plains and Rockies, and as a result, we lose that push in the atmosphere to really help draw that front through. Meanwhile, we've got all this heat baking down here across the south, and that is going to be running up along that front, and as a result, that is going to be giving us those showers and storms, that some of which could have some heavy, heavy rainfall with them as we really wring out this tropical air mass. Notice Friday, Saturday, the upper level trough starts to depart out of here, and as a result, we do look for that front to kind of really stall across the east here. So, taking it on Future Track here through the day today, you'll notice that by 10, 11 o'clock, nothing more than a few high clouds around. Notice, though, by 3, 4, 5 o'clock, portions of Onslow County extending back towards Duplin, Jones, Craveland, Pamlico, Hyde County start to get some of those storms going. And another little separate area across Martin and Bertie, closer to where a little bit of a shear axis is in the atmosphere, up at around 500 millibars. We lose the daytime heating, we lose the storms, but still maybe some high cloudiness overnight tonight. And then future track does show by noontime or so tomorrow, same areas, Onslow, Duplin, Craven, Pamlico, Hyde. Get those showers and storms developing now. I think future track's probably overdoing it with the coverage for tomorrow, but still, I think those storms will develop along the sea breeze front and then propagate inland, and then we start to see a little bit of a change in our weather pattern as that upper disturbance off the southeast coast starts to get pulled northbound up along that front. Any spot can potentially pick up a half-inch or more of rainfall as we go on through the day today. Really not anticipating as much coverage as what we saw yesterday, but the damage potentially is there. We need to alert you to and track is that gusty wind and also some heavy downpours. Isolated storms on the sea breeze front through Thursday. Then we watch that front stall out in here for Friday and Saturday. Really, I would not be surprised if any one spot by late Saturday going into Sunday picks up 3, 4, 5 inches of rainfall, as there's going to be a lot of tropical moisture just kind of bumping up against that front that we are going to be expecting to stall out across eastern Carolina here. Have yourself a good Tuesday. I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Still.